All right, afternoon everybody. I'm going to continue this series on how to go about aging these coyote pups. Get several messages, people wanting to know when they find one, the approximate age of a pup or how to figure that out. Sometimes it's because they want to keep it, sometimes they're just curious and would like to know the age. So I'm going to try to help you learn some of the signs to get the approximate age of these pups. But before we get into knowing the specific age of this coyote pup, I'm going to recap in case you missed some of the earlier posts that I made about aging coyotes. And we're going to start from birth when their eyes are closed. So I think everybody knows that coyote pups are born with their eyes and ears closed. And from birth until about 11 days old, those eyes will remain closed. At 11 days, those eyes start cracking. And I have looked at numerous litters. An 11-day, that's the magic day, 11 days. Their eyes begin to crack. By 12 days, their eyes are very close to fully opened. And so if you find a pup that's eyes are fully closed, you know it is 10 days old or less. If you find a pup and it's just barely cracking its eyes, you've got a pup that's approximately 11 days old. I mean, there's not much leeway there either way. By 12 days, they're starting to open up or close to fully open. So if you find a pup that has eyes that appear fully open, but maybe they're just still attached at the corners, you know you've got a pup approximately 12 days old. That is going to get us to the next stage. So what if we find a pup, his eyes are fully opened? Well, then we know that he's over 12 days old. If those eyes are completely open, he's 12 days or older. So what's the next step? How do we approximate the age past that? Well, the next thing we want to look at is their teeth, and that's the stage of this coyote pup. That will be the next thing that you can look at to determine age. So this pup was born on April 25th. He is exactly 17 days old today. I've been checking him and all the others every day. Yesterday, when I stuck my finger in this pup's mouth, I could barely feel his teeth trying to come in. They're born with no teeth, of course. I could barely feel them trying to come in, but I couldn't see them yet. They hadn't broke the gum line. That was on day 16. I could feel the teeth at day 16. They come in pretty quick. At day 17, which is today, I'm gonna try to get him to show you. You can see that his teeth, those little razor sharp baby teeth, are just beginning to break the gum line. I think you can see it there pretty good. At 17 days old. So if you find a coyote pup, his eyes are fully open, you check his mouth and he's doesn't have teeth at all, you know that he's between 12 days old and about 15, 16 days old. If you can feel his teeth starting to break the skin, or you can see them barely breaking the skin, you know that you've got a coyote pup that's roughly 16, 17 days old. That gets us to the age of this coyote pup. I will do further videos following up and show you some other signs on how to progress with their age and get a good idea of how old a coyote pup is. But there's another good tip that I'll share with you. This pup is a good example. I always get messages on people finding pups and what to do about keeping them, or should they keep them. This pup is pretty well maxed out the time frame on whether or not you want to keep one if you're trying to raise it or something like that. Now, you can keep one that's older and raise it, but you won't do very well with it. Once they pass this stage, they're usually defensive or aggressive, scared, timid. They don't bond with you after this age. It's just not a good idea to keep them. You either need to leave them alone, kill them, whatever you want to do with them, but keeping them to raise is not a good idea past this stage. And like I said, 17-day-old pup. Good rule of thumb is 3 weeks. And the reason I say 3 weeks, which is giving us, 21 days, that's just a few past this. If you look, you can probably tell that this pup still has a bluish gray tint to his eyes. every day after their eyes are open, their wild instincts begin to get stronger and stronger, so it's harder and harder to tame them down, so to speak. So up to about that 3-week mark, their eyes and ears they're not seeing and hearing in detail yet, so you can get by with it. But if you find one and his eyes are open, he's got teeth, even if they're little bitty teeth, if they're fully in, he's going to be over 3 weeks old, and you don't want to mess with him. He's not worth the trouble. Either leave him alone, kill him, whatever you want to do. But if you find one at 3 weeks or younger, you can raise them, and they will usually take to you pretty good, especially if you spend a little time with them. So that will get us through to this point. I will do some follow-up videos, like I said, progressing past this pup's age. I'll show you those here in a few days as the time gets right. And as always, I appreciate you watching. Appreciate everybody using the MFK sounds and the Fox Pros. Doesn't go unnoticed, and I hope y'all enjoy these videos. Let me know what you think about it, and I'll try to do some more. Appreciate it.